My head still spun an hour after Taron had dropped the dragon-shaped bomb on us that the assholes who'd crippled our communications were not, in fact, the Sealies. I sat in my mother's private chambers, head in my hands, trying to will the throbbing to subside. I sensed Emrys's magic from across the room wrap itself around me, easing the ache, and I let out a soft sigh of relief. "Morgan!" My mother's voice was gentle as it called from across the room. I forced myself to look up. "This is mental. It doesn't make sense." Her lips pressed into a non-committal line. "As you've seen, those we believe to be enemies can turn out to be our fiercest allies. Wouldn't you say that about Nim?" I nodded mutely. "Then it stands to reason that the opposite is also true. But what would they gain from taking both us and Uther offline?" "Misinformation and chaos," Emrys answered from the doorway. "Allowing us to believe the other was responsible, the true architects likely hoped we would go to war and plunge the region into disarray in the process." I looked at my mother. "Be straight with me. How close were we to that really becoming a reality?" She wouldn't meet my gaze, which was an answer in itself. "We were preparing to find a way to activate our military with the communications still down. Just defensively, though, right?" She gave a slight shake of her head in the negative. "I know this is a lot for you to take in and understand. This is not the world you were raised in. If you had been, you'd understand that sometimes you have to act offensively to protect the people under your care. I'm the last person who would want to defend the Sealies, but it just feels wrong," I said. "These types of decisions are always difficult, no matter the circumstances," Emrys noted, and moved to stand beside me. "But the important thing to know is those actions do not need to be taken now. Peace can remain." "You really think Uther is going to come shake our hands and sign the peace treaty if we tell him, 'Oh, it wasn't us, it was some arsehole dragons fucking with us all'?" "I think we'd put it more delicately than that. But I think if we offered to share the technology you and your new friend brought back that restored access to our systems with him, he may be inclined to reconsider the treaty," my mother answered. "Speaking of, I've spoken with the council, and they think you need to make a public statement assuring the kingdom that all is well. No doubt rumours managed to swirl even without normal methods of communication." "I think they're right." My mother stood and offered me her hand. "I want you by my side when I address everyone." "Me? Why?" "You are the rightful heir to this kingdom, Morgan. Those in the castle may have more easily accepted your role, but many in the kingdom require further proof and reassurance. The more they can see you, the better." I didn't like the idea of being paraded around, but she had a point. Aside from my entry in the tournament and the very public ousting of Arthur as both its champion and the rightful heir to Camelot's crown, my people hadn't gotten to know me. And with the frequent trips I'd taken through the barrier back to London and America, there hadn't been much time to let them get acquainted. "Should we do something more, like, I don't know, an interview or something?" "When everything has calmed down, I think that's an excellent idea," my mother answered, and pulled me to my feet.